Hello everyone, I'm Ixalan. It is Thursday, and that is one of the days where I post a regularly scheduled draft video of the latest format on Magic Online. Right now, that is Rivals of Ixalan. I also posted one on Tuesday this week. It was sort of a bonus draft. I usually do one only on Monday and Thursday, so here we are for the Thursday draft. I actually forgot to update my record from the other one. Well, we have an easy first pick. It gives me time to update my record, which unfortunately is now 23-10. Yeah, so Tendershoot Dryad's a huge bomb. If it stays in play, you just win, basically. It does die to basically everything, but if they can't kill it, they're in trouble. And even if they do, you usually get like 3 or 4 Sapling tokens. So since we have a bomb rare, we'll talk about the other cards in this pack that would be worth looking at. Forerunner of the Heralds isn't a bad first pick. It does ask you to play Merfolk, but I think it's a pretty powerful part of the Forerunner cycle. I might even like it more than the red one. Martyr of Dusk is a good 2-drop. And those are really the only cards in this pack worth really thinking about first picking. You know, Voracious Vampire is nice in the Vampire deck. These two guys are both good in Dinosaur-y decks. Jungle Creeper's a nice gold card. Charging Tuskodon's fine, and I think a lot of people get overexcited looking at it and imagining like using a combat trick on it and just killing their opponent. But the fact of the matter is most of the time your opponent's going to block it with like a 3-3 and a 2-2, and then you're done with your Charging Tuskodon, which isn't bad, but it's just not amazing either. So yeah, Tendershoot Dryad is our first pick. So Legion Lieutenant is a nice gold card for the Vampire deck. Here there's some nice 2-drops and stuff, but there's also a Water Knot, and I think I just take that. I think it's the best card in this pack. I mean, maybe Legion Lieutenant's better, but it's committing me to 2 colors, and we already have 1 green card. So I think we're going to go with Water Knot here. Yeah. Ooh. Warkite Marauder is really good. What was in this pack? It's stupid. It's like a blue Goblin Heel Cutter or Territorial Hammer Skull, in that it sort of makes it so your opponent can't block. I definitely think that's what we take. Shake the Foundations has proven to be better than it looks. Knight of the Stampede's nice. Exalted Sky Marcher is nice. But we're going to take the Warkite Marauder here for sure. It's just the best card in the pack. Okay, green stuff. So there's a Hunt the Weak, which isn't bad. It's not as good in blue-green as it could be. We could take Sailor of Means and move into a more controlling deck that can play whatever colors it wants, which is pretty fun to do in this format. Hunt the Weak is a nice removal spell, though, in a color we're already in, so maybe I should just take it. Yeah, I think I do take Hunt the Weak. Sailor of Means is interesting and all, but Hunt the Weak is probably better. Another Water Knot. I think we take that. So we're getting removal. Crashing Tide's good too, but it's no Water Knot. Okay. So not a lot for us here, unfortunately. Probably Spirewinder. We could take Knight of the Stampede. We could end up with some dinosaurs in this deck. We're definitely not going to end up in a ton if we stay blue-green, though. Everdon Champion's nice, but that's obviously not where we are. If we thought we were going to be a control deck, Gleaming Barrier's not terrible. I think I just take Spirewinder. Although maybe cutting green is worth it since we want to play our Dryad so badly. Although if we pick up Sailors of Means and whatnot, then we can play whatever. So maybe I should have taken that Sailor of Means. So here's a Woodland Stream, but I think I'm going to take the good 2-drop here over these 2 guys who are fine, but they're not as good as Hardy Veteran is. Water Knots are nice because they help us get to Ascend, which is cool. So there's a decent 2-drop here, and a pretty solid one here too. We probably just take a Dreadmaw though. I mean, those things aren't in our colors. Storm Guardian's nothing special, or Sworn Guardian. So we have 2 really powerful rares, and that's always good. Got some good removal, and that's also good. Both our colors seem reasonably open to me. Maybe blue a little less so now, it seems like. There's that Jungle Creeper. Yeah, I mean, blue is looking less open now. I could think about taking Jungle Creeper. Maybe we end up in a black-green deck instead. It would suck to give up our Water Knots, but maybe I just take the Frill back because if we're green, it's going to make the cut no matter what, and that's not true of Jungle Creeper. Yeah. River Darter isn't as good as Hardy Veteran is, so we'll take another Hardy Veteran. Not a big River Darter fan. I mean, it's an okay 3-drop, but there's a lot of better. Like, I'd rather have Frill back. It's, you know, obviously against dinosaur decks, heavy dinosaur decks, it gets way better, but you're not going to run into those that often. It's an okay sideboard card. Like, if there weren't a good 2-drop in that pack, I would have taken it, and maybe I would have put it over here for now, but I would guess it would get cut, and I might bring it in against someone running a lot of dinosaurs. Okay, Knight of the Stampede came back. He does combo well with Colossal Dreadmaw. He might not make the cut if we don't end up with enough flyers, but he's fine. Yeah, blue is really looking like it's cut, so that is something to keep an eye out for. If we really don't see any blue in this next pack, we may turn to a different color, which sucks because we took our first 3 of our first 4 cards. We'll take Plummet for the sideboard. But blue, we haven't seen a blue card in a while. As good as Warkite Marauder and Water Knots are, like, we should probably try as hard as we can to stay in blue. Even if, I mean, if green's open enough, I think we should stay in blue just based on the power level of these cards. You know, other than Spirewinder, which is nothing special. But if we don't see, like, any blue cards in this second pack, we might have to get out of it and think of something else to do. Well, Overgrown Armor Sword came back. It is playable. Not a card I love, but Saprolings, right? It's the only other card that makes them. They combo well together. If I had like 2 Tendershoe Dryads, I probably would be like, I think this would become like a card I'm excited to have in my deck, but with only one, I'm not excited about it. I might play it, but I'm not excited about it. Ooh. Well, we don't have like any Merfolk right now despite being blue-green. But this is a really good reason to start taking them. Deep-Root Elite is really strong. Forerunner of the Heralds is too, but I think Deep-Root Elite's even better. But the question is, can I jump on the Deep-Root Elite train this late when I've already taken a whole pack's worth of cards and taken 0 Merfolk? I think the answer might be no. Which sucks. But I think that is how I did not mean to take it, but we took it. It's not the worst thing to take, but I don't know how that happened. I must have accidentally dragged it down here. Well, that sucks. But, you know, now, you know, if we can pick up 7 to 10 Merfolk the rest of the way, we'll be pretty happy. I probably would have taken the Forerunner there because it's good with just like 1 other Merfolk. But with what, yeah, not what I wanted. So it's not enough to make me want to take River Darter, I can tell you that. Foul Orchard helps us splash. Strength of the Pack is nice, but it's so inconsistent. Like, it can win you games, or it can be a dead card in your hand. I'd rather just take another 2-drop, I think. Another Hardy Veteran, because we don't have enough of those. But no, it's a really good 2-drop, so I'm happy to have it. This accidental Deep-Root Elite doesn't look like it's going to make the cut to me. It seems like while green is really open, I don't think Merfolk is actually all that open. How many good Merfolk have we seen? Not a lot of them. And this one really asks you to have like 10-ish in your deck. And then it's amazing, but you know, that's not where we are. Haven't seen much in the way of blue again. Another Dreadmaw. I think we take Jungleborn Pioneer, just as I was talking about how Merfolk are not coming to me. If we can pick up enough of those with Deep-Root Elite, then we're really happy. Again, we have Sailor of Means here, but I think I'm just going to take the Pioneer. It's just a really good card, and it's in our colors. So blue is nice. So we're up to 1 Merfolk now, so we'll see. If I get, I mean, these sort of count as like 1.5 Merfolk because you get 2 triggers off of Deep Root Elite for them. Would be interesting if I got that card in the 3rd pack that lets you change all your creatures to a certain creature type, because depending on what my board's doing, I could name Sapperling. Should be interesting. Or Merfolk. And that would be pretty strong, I think. Okay, looks like another Merfolk to me, which maybe this will work out, huh? Spirewinder, Secrets of the Golden City, they're fine, but this is another really good 2-drop. An evasive one, who certainly gets better when you put +1/+1 counters on it. Okay, so we have River Darter or Jadecraft Artisan. I think the Artisan's a lot better. It's also a Merfolk. So what's happening here? Is Deep Root Elite becoming playable in our deck? I don't know. We have taken like 4 Merfolk in a row, which is interesting. They were just the best cards in the pack for us. I wasn't like pushing them. Blue continues to look kind of garbage though. I mean, these 3 cards are great. I may not even run Spirewinder. I feel like it'll just make... Oh. Why is this pack so good? I want Jungleborn Pioneer, I want Thrashing Bontodon, and I want Hadana's Climb. I want them all. I think it's just Hadana's Climb. There's a reason for us to be in blue. I was just talking about it being garbage. This card's nuts. It's a huge bomb. It's one I underrated in my limited review. It's not that hard to flip, and once you do, it can just kill your opponent out of nowhere. Thrashing Bronodon's great too. It's just got great stats, and it happens to be able to blow up some problem permanent types. And Jungleborn Pioneer is a Merfolk, but Hadana's Climb is just the most powerful. You know, pushing Merfolk to a certain point is okay, but not when you're giving up Hadana's Climb. We do get another Guiltgrove Stalker anyway, though. So, Merfolk? I don't know. So good. We did see, I'm hoping there are more Merfolk in the coming packs, because we saw a bunch in that pack that would have, like, I would think about playing Jadebearer at this point. But yeah, the problem is Waternaut's double blue, so like cutting Spirewinder doesn't actually make that much of a difference. Okay, so there is a Jadebearer, and what would I take over to naturalize for the sideboard? I think we're gonna try to push Merfolk here now. We hit enough in a row, and there we're just giving up a naturalize in our sideboard. So in an ideal world, we'll probably end up being able to cut a couple Hardy Veterans for 2-drops who are Merfolk, and like Orazca Frillback. And maybe I wouldn't mind cutting like these 3 cards, and then this is what I would like to see our deck do more of, basically be more Merfolky, with our accidental Deep Root Elite pick. Aggressive Urge is a good trick. I think it's probably just what I take here over like Foul Orchard. River Darter, sure. Talking about not loving it, and I don't. But we have a couple Merfolk payoff between Jadebearer and the very powerful... hey, where'd he go? Deep Root Elite. Okay, now we take a Sailor of Means for sure. He's great. You know, a 3-mana 1/4 can block a lot of things. Yeah, we'll take another one. It can block a lot of things, and we'll take another River Darter. So I probably won't be playing the River Darters in a world where we get better stuff, basically. Oh, of course we get Vana. We can splash some things, but that's asking a little too much, I feel like, to splash Vana. Vana is great, though. It's a great card. So we probably take Tishana's Wayfinder. Charter Course is good too, but this is a really good Merfolk. It's just a good card anyway. Fire Cannon Blast is probably, other than Vana, the best card in this pack. And then probably the Wayfinder, and then Unfriendly Fire. So I'm not like forcing Merfolk. They've just started to appear for us. Not any here though. So we have Ixali's Diviner. I think we take Siren Lookout though. Yeah. Suddenly we're getting pirates. What is our deck about? I don't know. One with the Wind. We have 1 hexproof token that works with. I think it's just the best card in this pack for us. So we've got 2 Sailors. I don't really want to play Soul of the Rapids. Yeah, I think our Merfolk are getting cut from the other side pretty hard. I mean, we can flip this, but what are we going to do with 1,000,000 mana? I mean, nothing really. Hadana's Climb is a mana sink, but not like, doesn't ask for a ton of it. Should I just take Prosperous Pirates? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the Merfolk Dream is dead, I think. Which is okay. I mean, we have a nice backup plan. Diviner or Dryad? Probably Diviner. So if the Merfolk Dream is dead, Jade Bearer... I mean, this is something I'll look at again later. And Deep-Rooted Elite are both out, I think. And... yeah. Like, Hardy Veteran comes back. Yeah. It's not looking good for us in general. Crushing Canopy is an okay sideboard card, though, and we'll take it. Oh, yeah, and we're probably not playing River Darters in a world where we don't need a critical mass of Merfolk. Yeah. Did we take that one with the wind? We did. It is good with Soul of the Rapids, although the Soul already has flying, so it's not as good as it could be. Yeah, so like Frillback comes back. And maybe a 3rd Hardy Veteran. We may not want to run Sailor of Means desperately in this deck either, without a splash of any kind. So in the end, we ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. We ended up with 7 Merfolk, which is probably like the bottom tier where you want to be playing something like Deep-Rooted Elite. 8 actually, if you throw in Jade Bearer. So we'll see. Snapping Sailback is nice. It's much better in this format than it was in the old one. Yeah, I think I'd take it over a Siren Lookout. Run aground. Gives us a little more interaction. We have 2 Waternauts and a Hunt the Weak. I think it's better than Blossom Dryad or Ixalan's Diviner. Another Prosperous Pirates, but I don't think we're playing it. We could have had a pretty sweet deck where we could have just started taking whatever we wanted, though, because we could have picked up like 5 Sailors of Means and multiple Prosperous Pirates. Yeah, it is sad we didn't really end up with enough Merfolk in the end, but especially because we had that string where we were just hitting every Merfolk ever. But yeah, I mean, these guys, they're worth siding in, but if you're not splashing, they're not that great. I think this is probably better for us. Definitely have some powerful rares. That always helps. We definitely don't have enough flyers for favorable wins. Don't have any artifacts. I guess I'll take Blinding Fog. Not a card I like very much, but with 0 artifacts, you don't want Deadeye Quartermaster either. Another Diviner. So is Deep-Rooted Elite just like a better 2-drop for us than Ixalan's Diviner is going to be, even with only 7 Merfolk in the end? Maybe. I mean, I guess the Sailor Means, to go back to them, do help us reach Ascend even more quickly, but this thing gets to Ascend on its own pretty rapidly. Okay. Let's count Merfolk again real quickly. I mean, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... And then we have the 2 River Darters. So that's 7, the Jade Bearer, and the Deep-Rooted Elite, which puts us at 9. 5 in the deck is not enough for Deep Root Elite. I mean, I think Ixalan's Diviner will just be a better 2-drop. And we don't really, like, other things we have to look at are, like, if we want the Knight of Stampede, Colossal Dreadmaw, Overgrown Armasaur card things. But we don't have that many dinosaurs either. We just have our... So, like, Knight of the Stampede will make... The only expensive one we have is Snapping Sailback. Do we want Prosperous Pirates, though? I don't know that we really do, actually. Maybe it's just better to put an Armasaur here. Yeah, I think it probably is. Yeah. All right, this looks pretty solid to me. It's not, you know, a Merfolk deck like you're supposed to do in blue-green, but it seems pretty strong. I mean, we have Warkite Marauder, Hadana's Climb, and Tendershoot Dryad, which are 3 of the strongest rares you can get in this format, and that will certainly go a long way towards helping us. So I'll see you guys in the first match. All right, match 1 we would like to play first. And I think this is a pretty good hand. We have turn 2 Warkite Marauder, who admittedly is kind of better in the late game, but he's pretty good on turn. I mean, a 2-mana 2/1 with flying can end a game pretty quickly if your opponent just doesn't have removal. But we've also got one of our removal spells, a couple Explorers to try to help us hit an extra island, and all that. So, do I play Hardy Veteran first because it's more likely he starts to get blanked, or she starts to get blanked before Warkite Marauder is? I think that's a relevant factor because if I can get in for 2 with her now, it's going to make a big difference. Also not a terrible place to put 1 with the Wind, honestly. See? That's what I get. Okay, well, we are stuck on 2 mana. I could just put 1 with the Wind on this and start trying to go to town that way. But I think playing Warkite Marauder is better. I can blank this next turn without having to use 1 with the Wind, which is obviously super dangerous to use, especially at this stage of the game when the opponent's hand is just loaded. There's a lot more removal around now, so 1 with the Wind, while still good, you do have to be a little more careful with. Like, putting it on our hexproof token is obviously pretty attractive. Okay, Sailor of Means, so now it's going to be a little more difficult for us to get through with both. Man. Well, since we're stuck on 2, I think I play Ixalan's Diviner first here. Good, we did hit a land. I'm actually pretty happy with that. We'll just attack with our Marauder. Turn Gleaming Barrier into a 0/1. So 1 with the Wind is something we'll use a little later in the game when it just gives us the reach to just finish our opponent. We're about to play another flyer most likely with Siren Lookout. So the opponent might be splashing, they might be ramping, they could be a more controlling deck. I mean, these 2 cards are pretty indicative that they most likely are some sort of control deck that's running like the best, whatever, they were just taking whatever was best in a pack thanks to having these guys who happen to be very good defensive creatures and also happen to make treasure. Okay, Resplendent Griffin. Doesn't concern me a ton yet. I could Water Knot it, but I don't really think I need to yet. Instead, I'm going to play Siren Lookout, see what happens there. Wouldn't mind either mode happening, but we really do... I mean, I can play Tishana's Wayfinder, but... so maybe playing... maybe putting this in my graveyard is okay. Maybe putting it in my hand's okay. I think I'd put it on top. I have enough things I can play for 3 that it's not the end of the world to draw something I can't cast. I mean, it is a removal spell after all. All right, so our Marauder's going to go. Turn the Griffin into nothing. Loses flying and everything. So it just can't block effectively. Can't block at all right now, but... And then next turn we'll have 4 coming at our opponent, hopefully. Probably play Wayfinder next turn. We have Water Knot if our opponent plays something scary. Do we have plummet in our sideboard? Aquatic incursion. So they're trying to get to... Does that give them the city's blessing? It does. Well, bring it on, man. I mean, this is a race we'll win. Could play our pioneer, so we have something to put one with the wind on. We also have water not to put on this if it really gets out of hand. Right now, we're not. It's just a race we flat win, so I'm not super concerned about that. So there's Hunt the Weak. What a surprise. So we'll attack with both our flyers here. I guess we'll make Gleaming Barrier into a 0/1. I think I want to play the Wayfinder. It's going to be better with Hunt the Weak, is a big part of why. Well, chances are. It could end up being smaller. Maybe I just play the Pioneer. Then I have something to put one in with the wind on. We attack for 7 next turn. Yeah, let's just play the Pioneer. Being stuck on 3, we're doing pretty nicely. It doesn't hurt that we have Warkite Marauder. Although his ability, I guess it's mattered once. Other than that, he's just been a 2/1 flyer, which is good. Yeah, at some point we're definitely gonna have to water knot that thing, but I'm not at that point yet. They know we have Hunt the Weak, so that is kind of obnoxious. That's the exact kind of card you don't want your opponent to know you have, because it really sets up some awkward situations. Okay. So they can hit me for 7 rather. But if I hit them now, if I put one with the wind, 2/4 like here, that's now. I think we may as well put it on the hexproof guy. Yeah, we'll put it on our hexproof creature. We can't block Gilt Grove Stalker, but we can block all of our opponent's other stuff without too much effort. So we'll do Gleaming Barrier again. So that's 7, they go to 5. So we have lethal in the air, we have 2 removal spells in our hand. So I think we're in pretty good shape here. See what our opponent, if they can stop us somehow. They have to kill both of these flyers or play something that can block flyers, but even that won't work because of Water Knot plus Warkite Marauder. So there may be a chance they decide not to attack this turn because they're dead if they do. Okay. Interesting. I wonder if there's a color they desperately need for like a Lightning Strike, but Lightning Strike won't quite do it. So putting counters on this does make it so if I Warkite Marauder it, it's still big, but it still can't block flyers because it loses flying. It will be a 4/4. Or no, it's a 0/1. It'll be a 3/4. Because the counters don't go away. That's not something on the card. This makes the card blank, but the +1/+1 counters are not in the text of the card. Just something to keep in mind about Resplendent Griffin. Yeah, they're not going to attack, which is interesting given that I can just Warkite Marauder. They do have 2 mana, so maybe they have a counter spell or a bounce spell. So I think I just play Water Knot here and say bounce spell's not enough now. Yeah, all right. So our flying plan basically carried the day there. Opponent never seemed to have removal, so putting one with the wind on something earlier might have been better, but it was hard to know that. We do have plummet. I don't know that I really want it though. We saw 1 target for it. Yeah, I'll leave it out for now. Yeah, we have so many good cards that we ended up not playing, like Sailors of Means and Prosperous Pirates, but I just don't think that's what our deck ended up doing. You know, it just... Yeah, it's just... Those are good cards, it just wasn't right for our deck. Yeah, I think this is a keep. We can just use evasive creatures to beat our opponent to death and water not anything that gets in the way of that plan. Sort of like last time. Except these aren't quite as good as what we had last time going on. They're also not very good with Hunt the Weak, but what are you going to do? Yeah, there's their Guild Grove Stalker. Okay, I do like, you know, Jadecraft Artisan with Guild Grove Stalkers can be pretty nice. It's also good with Hunt the Weak, so that's good. This time they don't know for certain that we have it in our hand either. The reason, I don't know if I explained, the reason it's bad for them to know that you have it in their hand is you can get really blown out if your opponent has a way to actually like interact with your creature you're putting the counter on and everything. You just get 2 for 1. Now, if they don't have mana up, it doesn't really matter, obviously. But if they do have mana up, it becomes pretty dangerous to use it. It's already kind of risky to use it in a lot of situations. Sometimes it's best to just use it when your opponent's tapped out and, you know, kill something, maybe not optimally, but sometimes that's just what you have to do. So, evasives, ready to go. Let's see if they play. So they're splashing white maybe just for Resplendent Griffin. They may also have like Luminous Bonds. Seems possible. Ooh, Water Knot does not completely shut you down. That is a problem. Okay, so I could Hunt the Weak now and 2 for 1 myself just to kill this, but it's not a huge threat immediately. So I think I'm going to wait a turn and hope I can use Hunt the Weak to kill it with Jadecraft Artisan. Yeah, so we're going to play Jadecraft Artisan. This also lets us send in an attacker that they won't be able, they won't want to block. Now, we may be in trouble if our opponent leaves mana up, but if this is the mana they're leaving up, I'm not nearly as scared as if it were blue mana. To try to Hunt the Weak, that is. This can also block Guild Grove Stalker, although I won't be blocking it. So, see, here's all of our Merfolk. If we'd played a turn 2 +1/+1 counter guy, we'd be in business. Okay, well now they have blue mana. I'm gonna put the counter there, which I'm fine with. I think we gotta Hunt the Weak this though, because if we don't try to kill this now, it gets really out of control late. So it, you know, turns your lands into dudes. It's a great mana sink. I was gonna say, although I don't think I would block if it did attack, honestly. Too many combat tricks around, but okay. So we're gonna take 3. And yeah, we're going to try Hunt the Weak. It's going to sort of be a play that I think really determines the course of this game. If we successfully Hunt the Weak and kill this, we're swinging for 8. And then we have Water Knot to shut down other things. What are they doing? Wow, that is an aggressive use of Aggressive Urge. And we're really glad they did it, because if they'd waited, they would have made it 2 for 1. We still would have killed this, but our Jadecraft Artisan would be dead. Now, that's not a problem. So we are going to go Hunt the Weak, kill Waker of the Wilds, and swing for 8. I think they're desperately searching for blue, but they have New Horizons now, so I don't know that they needed a cantrip there. That's definitely a situation, and it actually wouldn't have been a 2 for 1 because they draw a card. So I would have been, if they had left the mana up for Aggressive Urge and waited for me to use Hunt the Weak, they would have come out ahead there for sure. And now we have double Water Knot to back up our aggression. So I don't I think it's going to be pretty hard for them to beat us now. Kill spell would help. That doesn't help a whole lot. He can't even block these guys, and he can't effectively block this. Does give them mana, so... Ooh, yeah, that's a little more of a problem. But they still can't block these. Does he stay aggressive here? No. No, he doesn't. Okay, so I think we cast Water Knot here because it's the only thing that can actually block these two guys. And then we just attack with everything because he has to double block this and we get to kill one of these. And they can't kill the Artisan. So, yeah. We'll kill the Atsakan Seer, obviously enough. Oh, well, he doesn't have to double block. What am I smoking? It's not like it has Menace. Yeah. I don't know why I was thinking he had to double block. I was thinking if he double blocks, but there's no reason he would. All right, now's when we see if they have some way out of this. We still have Water Knot number 2 to fix things for us here, almost no matter what they play. Turns out our opponent really has not had much. Oh yeah, that gets rid of the Water Knot, but it doesn't help you that much. Since you can't recast him, and they can't block this anymore. All right, looks like we got there. Yeah, that Hunt the Weak turn was really the big turning point. If they had kept Aggressive Urge, I think they would have won the game, basically. Both our creatures would die. They would have drawn a card, though. I mean, maybe it wouldn't have been that game-changing for them, but it would have been because it wouldn't have put us in such a great position. Even if it wouldn't have made them guaranteed to win the game or something, it would have made it so we weren't guaranteed to, which was basically what happened. So, all right, I'll see you guys in the next match. Match 2, we are 1-0. We would like to play first, and this is a good hand. 2-drop, 3-drop, and then we have our Sapperling brothers in our hand too, which is nice. We will see if we can. Every time I've had Tendershoot Dryad or played against Tendershoot Dryad, it has just died after making maybe 1 or 2 Sapperlings. So we'll play the veteran here. I got a Jungleborn Pioneer now, which is nice too. Most likely, yeah, now I definitely play Siren Lookout. What's with everyone playing Gleaming Barrier right now? All right, so Siren Lookout it is. The Barrier is nice, a nice defensive card against some creatures like this one. Yeah, we're leaving that on top. Thank you very much. But against our 2-mana 2/1 who can't be blocked by creatures with lower power, against the Menace creature, against the 2-mana 2/1 Kitesail Corsair, you can't block a lot of the good 2-drops for this format. Everyone is into these Sailors of Mean decks right now, and I don't blame them necessarily, but because yeah, you can do some fun stuff with them. That's the control deck in the format basically. Is a 5-color base blue Sailor of Means deck, but I don't know. I like it. I like the deck too, but it has downsides for the reasons I mentioned. There's a lot of low drops that they can't stop. Although this and this can now block the Menace creature, for example. But they still can't block the early flyers. They still can't block the 2-mana 2/1 Merfolk guy that we played in our last match. Giltgrove Stalker, I think. Is he going to attack with that Sailor Means? I mean, I'll take it all day. Yeah. No way I'm blocking that. And they are fun decks. You can splash whatever you want. You can take all the best cards out of packs, bomb rares. I mean, part of the reason the deck is good is because the rares in this format are so strong. And as a result, being able to taking Sailors of Means and Gleaming Barriers and Evolving Wilds and Traveler's Amulets makes it so you can play all the bombs you open, which isn't how it goes, unfortunately, usually, because your mana is just not good enough. Needletooth Raptor is a problem. The only good news is we can make it so he doesn't exist, basically, but he's still kind of a problem. All right, so we do have Adana's Climb. I think I play that before I play Jungleborn Pioneer, because if we can flip that, and we can flip it pretty quickly because we already have 1+1/+1 counter on a guy. Let's turn Needletooth Raptor into nothing. Hit them for 4. I mean, I could play my Pioneer, but I think I play Hadana's Climb here. So they may have, there are gross ways to abuse Needletooth Raptor. Shake the Foundations, for example. The good news is Shake hits non-flyers, so it won't hit our Warkite Marauder. But, you know, if he's paying 3 and drawing a card and doing 5 to something, that's still a pretty good deal, right? So that's something they could cast right now that would be less than ideal for us. We've been stuck on 3 twice, but our deck has lots of 2s and 3s, so it's been able to make it work so far. We are going to be pretty close to the City's Blessing by the time we play Tendershoot Dryad, most likely. Our poor hardy veterans have just been blanked. No attacks. They might also be stuck on 3. If I draw a land, oh yeah, see here it is. Ugh. So they dual shot, and then they're also going to kill my Siren Lookout. Awesome, right? Needletooth Raptor, making my life difficult. So if I go to combat, you're going to get bigger. I mean, I think that's probably what I'll do. It's going to be better than putting the counters on these guys. Although, putting it on the hexproof token, 3 or more. Yeah, putting them on the hexproof token and being able to swing for 8 in the air, that's not horrible. Especially when Needletooth Raptor's out, actually. So yeah, let's put it on the token, because the token can't be Needletooth Raptored. So here you go, token. And we'll end our turn. Every time I've drafted Needletooth Raptor, one of which I think I recorded when I had like 2 of them and 2 Raging Regisaurs, I never got to do any of the real Needletooth Raptor shenanigans, and it made me really sad. Every time I play against it, people do disgusting, disgusting things with it. I mean, we're taking 2, obviously enough. Okay. Hey, a land. I think we probably hunt the weak, the Spirewinder. Kind of a problem. So I think, though, we're going to go to combat first. Put the token here. Go to post-combat. And use Hunt the Weak to kill Spirewinder. All right. So this will flip now next turn. And this will be able to swing for 10 in the air with hexproof. And that might be what we do. It might not. We'll see. I mean, it's pretty tempting to do because we know our opponent just can't interact with it. Whereas if we play Tendershoot Dryad, our opponent can kill it pretty rapidly. Like they can just get rid of it. And so yeah, I think just swinging for 10 is probably a good idea. Hexproof. Yeah. Put the counter here. It also gets us to 5 mana for what that's worth. It doesn't matter this turn, but it might on a later turn. So let's get in for 10. Yeah, they scoop. All right, Hexproof Merfolk token for the win. That's the second game that has been impacted by one, although obviously Adana's Climb played a big role. We were pretty lucky too, because that is our only Hexproof token. Do we want to bring in something like Soul of the Rapids because they have that disgusting raptor? I mean, they probably only have one. It is an uncommon, so I don't want to like overreact. But it is a really problematic card. If I didn't have a hexproof creature or an evasive creature, which I had both of there at the end, we would have been in a lot of trouble. Yeah, I don't think I'd change anything. That climb is gross. The rares in our deck are gross in general. Ooh, got it again. This time we don't have a hexproof creature, but if we can go turn 2 Hardy Veteran, you know, we're going to draw some more creatures too, right? And start putting the counters on it. We're going to be pretty happy. Ooh, that makes things even better. Probably play Warkite Marauder first now because we know our opponent has, yeah, Gleaming Barrier. So yeah, I think we play our Marauder first. Question is whether or not I play Hadana's Climb next or the Frillback. Wow, opponent just scooped. Our rares are gross. I mean, I'm not going to lie. When we drafted, I said, we have a ridiculous number of good rares, but I'm very surprised that they scooped to turn 2 Warkite Marauder. They don't know what I have in my hand. Maybe wait until I play turn 3 Hadana's Climb at least, you know? All right, well, we are 2-0. See if we can get another trophy here. All right, well, our good hand luck has run out here in our final match. This is a definite mulligan. Luckily, our opponent mulligan too, so that's always good. Right, I think this is a keep. We do, you know, ideally not want 2 5-drops in our opening hand, but they're good ones, and we still have a 2-drop, so could be worse. Could be a lot worse. Yeah, I think we keep Wayfinder. That gives us 2-drop, 3-drop. Potentially helps us draw a land, and if it doesn't, it's a 3/3. I think that seems pretty reasonable. Magic Online being a little laggier than usual and using more of my CPU than usual right now. I'm not sure why. I see that on my OBS. Always hurts when you draw a card like that on turn 2. I mean, you like want to play it on turn 1, you know. We've all lived that frustration. Or if you really need a 2-drop and you draw your 2-drop on turn 3 and you're like, okay, thanks. All right, well, Hardy Veteran does a pretty good job of not caring about this, but this can kill our Warkite Marauder. Do we have any other creatures that die to it, though? I think our deck is surprisingly high toughness for this format. I don't think we have any other X1s, but that's like one of the best cards in our deck, so the fact that it can kill it is still kind of annoying. Okay, well, I think we attack into this thing. I'm not super concerned about what it might do in the process. So if he uses a trick or something, I'm perfectly fine with that trade. And if he takes 2, I'm perfectly fine with that. So Tishana's Wayfinder. Both modes seem pretty good to me right here. I am putting you in the graveyard, my friend, though. Sorry, even though your buddy's in my hand. I'd rather hit a land at this point because I have 2 5-drops in my hand, and that would have been a 3rd. So, yeah. We got Run Aground if we need to use it. We got Snapping Sailback for later. It can be a removal spell, definitely. I'm really happy he's much better in this format. In the last format, he just felt so clunky. Like, there would just be games where you're just, like, waiting to play it, and you're like, wow, I'm at 4 now. And because I didn't curve out, and my opponent did. And playing the Sailback just doesn't matter. You, like, flash it in to kill a 2/2, and then they just destroy you. This is when you want to, like, play Mindslaver and take their Fanatical Firebrand and kill their Vampire Revenant. I think we attack with both our creatures. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Seems like a good trade. I mean, either way. And then we just play a land, leave up, Run Aground, and okay, they're just going to take it. So they're trying to They're going for aggro here. I don't hate flashing and snapping Sailback to kill Fanatical Firebrand. We can't do it yet, obviously. Our Saplings die to him, but that's obviously not a huge deal. Yeah, they're going to bash for 4 here. We take it. If they just play a 4-drop here, I probably just snap off, as our opponent's name is, run aground, and feel pretty good about it. Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah. That's gross. Do I just get rid of run aground? God, I need this land. It's with 2 5-drops in my hand. That's just brutal. No, I think we discard the land. That's the smart thing to do. We really wanted to have mana for snapping Sailback or whatever, but I'm going to cast Run Aground on the Revenant, though. Now it's happening. Mutiny. Ouch. Now we're really in trouble. Okay, well, we're going to run aground on this. Have fun redrawing and recasting your 4-mana creature. And this is going to kill our Hardy Veteran. I don't hate drawing a land here, I can tell you that much. And we do it, we do it. We do it to it. Okay, so I will attack with Wayfinder. I think I just leave mana up for Sailback. It's tempting to play Tendershoot. Maybe I should just play Tendershoot, huh? Yeah, what the hell. Let's just play Tendershoot, Dryad. Our opponent has to have a removal spell. It means they can't replay their Vampire Revenant, basically, if, you know, that's... So let's just do it. We'll get 1 Saproling out of it at least, and if we get more than that, well, we're really happy. So here comes Saproling number 1. We're glad that they used that Mutiny, but they could easily have another one. So it's... Can we keep Tendershoot Dryad alive long enough? Obviously, we take 2 here. They play another Deadeye Tormentor. It's going to be annoying because I don't want to lose my Sailback, but it also means our Tendershoot Dryad's going to make at least 3 Saprolings total. So I think that's an okay deal, personally. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So a 9th Saproling. Yeah, if that's what they're doing, we feel real good. So we're going to get a 9th Saproling, and then if we play Snapping Sailback or any other permanent, or a land, any other permanent, yeah, we'll have the City's Blessing, yeah. And there it is. All right, so Saprolings. Well, I guess only one of you can attack, but either way. You can trade. Nope, no trading. Okay, then. Yeah, our rares are stupid. I mean, this was definitely a deck where the bombs of this format are just like insane, and we got to play 3 of them. 2 of them were in my pre-playing the format top 10 bombs list, which were Tendershoot Dryad and Warkite Marauder. Hadana's Climb I underrated, but I think it probably should have been on the list. I've played with it, I think 3 times now, and every time it's been stupid. So, yeah. Probably 3 of the top 10 bombs in the format are in our deck. That doesn't hurt. So, if he attacks with his Deadeye Tormentor here, which is highly unlikely, I probably flash in Sailback, but I could also just block with a Saproling. I don't know. Yeah, we got there. Good job, Tendershoot Dryad. I'm glad I went with you. Yeah. I don't think we change anything. You know, I guess like Blinding Fog in a world where you have Hadana's Climb does get like slightly better, but because it is danger, and Hunt the Weak for that matter, but it's so much mana to protect your guy and use Hadana's Climb or Hunt the Weak, so it's better not to have them. This poor guy. Should I just have something else in my deck? Because I've been... there have been times where I wish I could have casted him and he was just trapped in my hand, though. In this game, though, we're going to have all 3 of our 5-drops in our hand, and we really needed that 5th mana, so I think we did the right thing. Even though him making Saplings with Tendershoot Dryad in play is hilarious. I mean, I could cut him for like a Colossal Death Maw. Dread Maw. That wouldn't be too bad, but... should I do that? Nah. It's too late, I think. It's not letting me click. So, maybe I should have. Maybe I should have done that all along. Dreadmaw is definitely a better card. But I wasn't sure this deck wanted 6 drops. It ended up being basically an aggro deck. Great hand. We're back where we want to be on our great hands. Turn 2, Marauder. Turn 3, Pioneer, maybe. Got a removal spell. Got a Hardy Veteran. Hardy Veteran has been... Oh, no. Now we have to wait to play him. Great. It is super good against our Marauder. Okay, well, double Hardy Veteran is pretty nice against Fanatical Firebrand because their toughness is just too high when it's my turn anyway. This is a really good card, though. Well, really good's an exaggeration, but the fact that it's just like this little aggressive guy who can kill a lot of powerful X1s in the format. Oh, I was saying we didn't have other X1s. We have the 2-mana, 2/1 Merfolk X1 guy with the evasive ability. But he can also trigger Enrage. Yeah, now we have 2 X1s in our hands. So, do we try to bait them into just killing our Guiltgrove Stalker with this? I think I'd rather just play Hardy Veteran right now. And then Jungleborn Pioneer. I think at some point we definitely play Guiltgrove Stalker and pretend like that's our plan. And then they probably just sack their Firebrand. Okay. But I don't think we're at that point now. So we will attack with Hardy Veterinarian. Get in for 2. Play Jungleborn Pioneer. Hexproof on that 1/1. What do they have? That is not good news for them, for the most part. They probably have Mutiny right now, though. They're going to kill one of these. Yeah. They do. Okay. So here we play Veteran, number 2, and Guiltgrove Stalker. We're first going to attack with Jungleborn Pioneer, though. I mean, I'm sure they just take 2. Damn. Really? Why? You can't put combat damage on the stack anymore. I wish you could sometimes. I don't right now. In the old days, effects like this, you could do the 1 damage to your creature from combat and then sacrifice it to do the additional damage. Did he just damage himself? What just happened there? What did they... Oh, they didn't even use the effect. That's what happened. You'd rather hold on to your rummaging? Oh my god. Well, now that completely changes our plans. That he doesn't know what that was keeping from coming into being, you know? Because now we can go Warkite Marauder. I think I still play the Veteran instead of the Guiltgrove Stalker, though. Things are looking pretty good for us, though, I'll tell you that. He may have another one, I don't know. I mean, whatever he plays, if it can block, our Warkite Marauder just blanks. We have Water Knot in our hand. Yeah, that's not going to help a whole lot. Ooh, Tendershoot Dryad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, okay. We're going to attack with everything. This deck was absurdly powerful. I'm not going to lie. We make you into a 0/1, so you can't actually do anything to anyone other than chump block. Yeah, I think we just play Tendershoot Dryad and play the Do You Have It game again. We're going to hit City's Blessing immediately, basically, so... And now we get a Saproling. I think Saprolings are coming back in Dominaria, by the way. I think this is sort of seeding, which is play on words, but they like to sort of put certain things in sets that maybe can play well in the next set. Like, you know, we had a pirate in Kaladesh, and everyone was like, why is there a pirate? Well, we know now. And now, I think we have 2 cards that make Saprolings in this set, so, you know. Yeah, our opponent's dead. Water Knot plus Warkite Marauder is not their friend. Okay, Saproling. All right, well, that was an incredibly easy 3-0 because of how ridiculous our deck was with its rares, but hey, I'll take it. All right, so I'll probably actually, this is Thursday, right? And I posted a draft video on Monday and Tuesday. Don't normally on Tuesday. I think I'm also going to get one up on Saturday. So I'll get 4 drafts this week. We'll see if I can do that again next week. It's probably unlikely. This week is sort of an aberration, but usually I just do 2 drafts, but this week you get 4. And I've really been enjoying this format, so drafting more of it seems appealing to me too. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of my draft videos, more of my other limited content. Don't forget, you can also contribute to my Patreon if you want to help me improve my content, basically improve my equipment and things like that. So thanks for watching.